right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back to the program. John Gomez with you on the John Gomez Show, the Over the Hump Wednesday edition of the show. Thanks so much for joining us every single day. We kick it off at noon to 2, lunch with Gomez right here on 103.9 LI News Radio. Joining us on the LI News Newsmaker line is Howie Hawkins. He is the gubernatorial candidate for the Green Party. Welcome aboard, Mr. Hawkins. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
You know, I thought, I've kind of dabbled in politics myself. I really can't consider myself a student of politics. But now that I'm doing a radio program, I've done one a few years ago as well. I've always heard about the Green Party, and I tend to immediately just think about the environment. But it's more than the environment, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We have 4 principles, but also social and economic justice, peace and nonviolence, and grassroots or participatory democracy. So a whole range of issues. I
apologize, Howie. The phone gave out like right when you were starting your list. Can you just restate your list again?
Sure. Some telemarketer tried to get me. We got 4, we call them the 4 pillars of green politics. Ecology is 1, social and economic justice is 2, peace and nonviolence is 3, and grassroots or participatory democracy is 4. So those are values or principles, and we have policies. We advocate to try to bring those things about.
Now, if you don't mind, number 4, are you as upset with the rest of New York? I hope the rest of New York is upset. You have, first you have Governor Cuomo, a sitting governor, the sitting executive of the state, attempting to knock out, an accomplished professional female, a law professor, to get her off the ballot. Not only did he challenge her signatures, he challenged her in court twice, lost both, and now he's not even accepting any debates. That must kind of irk you and people who believe in the green movement.
Yes, and I've had experience with that. I've run many times since 1993. I've had my petitions challenged. One year I'm running for Congress against the incumbent, and my petitions, I had more than double what I needed. They did a line-by-line challenge. It took about a month to go through the process, and then he was saying the whole time, Hawkins is not on the ballot, so I don't have to debate him. And it was just a tactic because they knew my petitions were solid, and in the end I was on the ballot. So, yeah, I think it's a bad thing for a governor to do. I mean, he's so far ahead in the polls. He owes it to the voters to talk about the issues with the other candidates.
I'd almost be, Mr. Hawkins, I'd almost be willing, and I've said this on the program, if our state was up there, maybe ranked in the top 10 as far as a business climate, as far as the economy is concerned, and education is concerned, okay, maybe you don't have to debate because you're doing such a great job. But the reality is the state isn't doing well. In fact, not only is it not doing well, it's on the bottom of most lists. So, if you, meaning the governor, are so secure and feel so confident in the job that you did and the policies you plan on implementing, I would think you'd welcome the opportunity to debate or certainly debate people who have garnered, I think she got up to 50 or maybe 45,000 signatures of his own party, basically showing a sign to him that, hey, listen, you're not satisfying us. I just think it's a sad state of affairs, don't you?
I do,
yeah.
And I think I should be in these debates. I'm polling probably better than Teachout in terms of name recognition. We don't know what she's doing in the 1-to-1 matchup with, or 2-to, there's 3 candidates in the matchup with Cuomo in the primary. I mean, I'm polling at 7%. That would be more than any independent progressive party for governor has ever got in New York history.
Yeah.
I'm closer to Astorino than he is to Cuomo in the polls. And there was an earlier poll saying an independent Working Families Party candidate against Cuomo would get 24%. Of course, Working Family endorsed Cuomo. No surprise there. It's just a ballot line for the Democrats. But I'm a working Teamster. My running mate's a union teacher. I think we're the ticket that 24% was looking for. So I think, on that basis, we should be included in all the debates.
Now, Mr. Hawkins, as you travel the state and you go from stop to stop, are you doing a tour? Have you heard about this whistleblower tour that Zephyr Teachout and Tim Wu were on? They're going to travel the state, go up to Buffalo, go through Rochester, and even they're going to pop out on Long Island to plug their name and their platform. Do you do the same thing? Do you do like a bus tour across the state?
I run around in my little Hyundai accent, but I did that in the spring. I happened to be on disability. I had a hernia operation. I unload trucks at UPS. I'm a Teamster.
Oh, okay.
Right now, I'm working overnight.
Yeah.
But after Labor Day, I got an unpaid leave, and I will be all over the place.
Oh, good for you. Now, you don't, being that you're the Green Party and all for the ecology, you don't drive around in a Prism?
It's a little too expensive for me.
Oh, okay.
I think that's where we should go. One of the things I'm pushing really strong is we need to commit to 100% clean energy. I think it can be done over 15 years. It would create 4.5 million jobs. It would lower electric rates. This is according to a peer-reviewed study in the journal Energy Policy by Cornell and Stanford economists, scientists, and engineers. And part of the program to go to clean energy is to electrify transportation. So hopefully we go that way, and I'll be able to afford an electric vehicle.
I don't think the energy program that President Obama put forth worked out too well for him.
Oh, he tries to please everybody. He calls it all of the above. We've got to make a choice. We're at a fork in the road. We can either stick with the 19th century fossil fuels and be economically backward, or leap into this third industrial revolution based on distributed renewable energy. The sun shines, the wind blows. With a smart interactive grid, it's near zero marginal cost to harvest that energy once you build the infrastructure. And we're lagging behind everybody from Western Europe to China on building that out.
Folks, if you're just joining us, I'm with Howie Hawkins. He's the gubernatorial candidate on the Green Party, giving him an opportunity to share with the audience his side of things. As a conservative Republican, they always, that's what I am. They always paint us as anti-environment and so forth. And meanwhile, I have a hybrid car, or I just sold it, and I have solar panels, and the solar panels are great. My bills range anywhere from $80 to maybe $150, when they used to be, $600, anywhere from $600 to $1,000.
Yeah, I think.
Do you have solar panels?
I want to put them on. I bought a house here in Syracuse, and it's one of the projects I want to get to. I've been busy in politics. It's been the problem, but it's definitely something I'm looking forward to doing, as well as ground source heat pump to heat and cool the house, as opposed to burning natural gas.
I've heard about those. Now, I take it, and I was reading some of your literature, you're anti-hydrofracking, correct?
Correct.
Now, why is that? I mean, it seems, and I haven't heard any reports coming from North Dakota, South Dakota, or Pennsylvania of any type of environmental backlashes. What does your research show?
Well, North Dakota definitely has environmental problems. I mean, they're not even putting in the stabilizer into these tank cars that are rolling through New York from North Dakota that are very volatile and can explode. I mean, Texas does that. They're in such a boom out there in North Dakota, they're not taking the necessary precautions. I mean, that's one thing Obama should do at the federal level, is require that just for safety, because we had that whole town blow up in Quebec because it was that gas is very volatile when that train derailed.
I'm all for safety. But so that was apparently one incident. I didn't hear that. Is anything wrong with Pennsylvania? I hear they're booming over there, and things are going well.
It's, for the people that got some jobs, but most of those jobs, the guys follow the rigs, and once the pad is set up for the drill, there's not many permanent jobs. The local people get some service jobs, but those tend to be low paid. And the gas wells only last about 8 years. On the other side, there are a lot of complaints about contaminated water and also the air pollution making people sick. So, extractive industries are not long-lasting economic development. Building out a clean energy infrastructure lowers our electric costs, makes manufacturing more attractive. Back in New York, you were talking about the unfriendly business climate. One of the big factors is we have the highest in the lower 48 states electric rates. If we lowered them, You know, I live in a Rust Belt city. I mean, our poverty rate is 38%, child poverty 55%. This was a factory town. The factories left, and that's true through the southern tier and all over upstate. But we're at close proximity to major markets, so there's a logistics advantage to bringing manufacturing back here. You lower the electric rates, and you've got another check in the checklist of what manufacturers look at. So I think lowering electric rates. The other thing is property taxes.
Huh.
I mean, one of the things that's really got me mad about Cuomo is this token, temporary, and tiny tax rebate check. It's average $34. You get it right before the election.